So thank you very much for joining us. First of all, tell us how you came to Calvary and how long you've been here.
Well, about 35 years. My husband and I came here from another church, and we spoke with Father Sumner. At that time, he was the priest here, and decided this would be a good fit. And we were right, because the first Sunday we came, that was actually the Sunday when they were celebrating the payoff of the organ. And we had a full house, and everyone was just so friendly and wonderful and welcomed us. So that's how we came here.
So what would you like to share about your faith journey? I know that when we talked last week, you were going to tell us a little bit about a book.
Okay, so I was brought up as a Catholic and met my husband and fell in love with him and decided he was the one. So we were married in the Episcopal Church, and it took me a while to transfer over. But my husband gave me this wonderful book, The Practice of the Presence of God, so that I could read it and sort of learn about how Episcopalians think about God, and just read it. And so after about 3 years, I was received in the Episcopal Church. I transferred my credentials over. This is a wonderful book. This is not my copy. I have a copy at home that he gave me. This is the church's copy. And I found it here during our Tuesdays at 10, and was so pleased and happy to see that it had been donated by Carol Boyes. Many of you may remember her. She was a longtime parishioner and member of the choir. So I kind of started that way. We came here. I started with my stewardship here. I'm talking about, time, stewardship of time, with the altar guilds. We were here at Christmas one night, and my husband and I were sitting, the altar was back there, and I looked up at the ladies who were cleaning the altar, and I said to him, gee, I'd like to do that. And he said, well, why don't you go up and ask them? And I said, oh, well, they're so busy, And he said, if you want to do it, go and ask them. So with my support, my son and husband supporting me, not that I was fearful, it's just that I'm just a little shy. Although I don't seem so, but I am. So I walked up and I said to Fran, I said, gee, I noticed, how you work together and everything, and it's something I'd really like to do. So they welcomed me and trained me. And I found when I came here, I thought I would just be like, changing things and cleaning. But actually, when you come into the church, especially by yourself, you feel this presence of God truly in here, in this building. And so when I do that, I feel closer to him because I am serving him, and I always am so grateful to do that. And of course, once you become more a part of the church community. So I became closer to other people, not just altar guild. So God has his ways of working, that he will bring you into the church and you start to do things and get to know people. And it sort of strengthens you because you have a Christian community support you when you have troubles and other issues that we all experience in life. So that was how I started. Then the next step I took was Flower Guild. Mary Jane had put out a note saying, oh, we need people for flowers. Well, I always wanted to do flower arranging, but I never had done it. So I spoke to her. My husband said, go ask her. If she doesn't want you to do it, if she doesn't like it, she'll tell you. So again, my support group there. And so
Mary Jane.
Yes. And so she trained me, and I said to her, I said, I don't know how good I'll be at this, but I said, I will try my best. And I said, if you ever find that my arrangements are not what you feel would be good for the glory of God, You tell me and I will not have my feelings hurt. I'll just stop. Well, fortunately, she never asked me. She was too kind to do that. But I hope that you have all loved that. And I just think that Fran and I have done such a job, and you have been so supportive of all the silk arrangements. Transition was hard, but we are so grateful that you have embraced them as our support group, supported our change in the ministry of the Flower Guild. By the way, she says hello. And so then Father Harry put out the call for the LEM. And I thought, well, you know, he needs 6 people. So I said, okay, I'll take the class. And then it's a little more daunting to get up at the altar and actually serve with the priest, just because you're not a priest, you're, you know. And so, but the priests have all been very, very good. Father Kyle, Father Theo, they're, you know, will always, you know, correct if needed. And so we're good. So again, you got the support team here. By doing all of these things, it has increased my joy at being a member of Calvary, but also it makes me feel closer to God and helps me in the outside world. And I become less shy, and that's a big help too. So
That's amazing. There's a lot about stewardship in there that God calls us, and the people who love us say, get going. And then we do, and we're taken from strength to strength. So you come, somebody new, just attending services, and then things blossom.
yes.
Thank you so much as we have walked in love with you.
And that's the way to walk in love, is to be in the presence of God, as you all know. If there's a wonderful book that I'm going to leave in the church library, and anybody wants to read it, please read it. It's wonderful. It's like from ancient times, but Brother Lawrence was really from like 1700s or something, but it still, you know, resonates.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Carol.